Okay, roll call. Cheryl.
Here.
John.
Here.
This here. Steph's here. Tinny's here. Okay, approval minutes for the street committee meeting, November 19th. What did we do?
Let me see. When was this?
November the 19th.
Oh.
Been a while.
That's when you all decided on the,
Yes, that's right. I make a motion, we accept the minutes as read,
Okay, second.
written.
Okay.
call for the vote.
Oh, all those that say aye?
Aye.
Aye. All those that say nay, same sign?
This is fun.
Okay. Motion passes by consensus.
Yay.
Okay, discussion possible action revising fiscal year 2014 street capital improvement project.
Okay.
What's that?
What the deal is, the bids all came in, and with what we had put out there for your all's approval was, it came in way over budget.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So Tenny's got the figures over here.
How much do we have? How much was
We
the-
have 212,152.
Okay. And what did it come in overall as?
The lowest bid came in
For all of them?
for all of them at 284.
Oh, wow.
They were off.
So we looked at it and decided that we should knock off the Commerce Street that was out there, Commerce. It came in at 110,000.
Where is that?
That was,
Let's see, Commerce.
should have been on there.
See, Walnut, Logan, Perkins, University Grant.
You know, I just printed this out a while ago, so.
Division of Washington.
She's been
I've been,
rushing today.
yeah. Well, it
Do you know what
was,
ward it's in?
yeah, it's Ward 3.
3, okay.
There it is.
Commerce, here it is, right here. But we didn't have the
What
Not
amount.
page?
yellowed?
No,
Oh.
it's not yellowed.
Okay.
What
that one.
page is it on?
It's on the second to last page.
I was looking at the yellow
Page
ones.
3.
It's the second street on Ward 3.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Ward 3, and for whatever reason, it was not, we
So I
didn't
see you
have an
took-
amount.
Okay.
But it was broken down in the, in their bid.
Uh-huh.
See, all of these, and that one was broken down.
So
Now,
that puts us under then, don't it?
that'll put us
If
under.
we remove Commerce, that will put us under our 212,000.
Was there another
Um,
project that's just as worthy?
Yeah, we bounced this thing around all day, kind of looking at different ones, and we started out with Walnut, Cooksey to the softball field, and then we realized, well, that would put us over our,
What does it put, how much?
It would put us over the 15% that we would be allowed to add to it without rebidding it.
What was the
Oh, okay.
difference?
So-
If we took out Commerce, where does that leave us
It
in the
leaves
bid?
us at 38,000. We have $38,052
To play with?
to play with.
Oh, okay.
So how much was the Commerce before we took it out? Do you remember, just ballpark? What did they bid it at?
They bid it at 110,000.
But it leaves us with 38 to
Right.
throw out 1,000 for a bid. But so 37, you have to have 15% more of that? Why is
You,
that?
15% of the amount, Randall said we would have to rebid it because it's over that 15%, or it's over $25,000. Now, if we can find, and Tenny has found a street that we think that we can do.
I think, I mean, I broke down their bid, what they bid, and it come to right around like $18.50 a square yard is what their bid came to, and then I used their number to kind of figure out to have a real close idea what they should bid the street at. And I'm thinking maybe
Walker.
Walker off of Hill Drive.
Yep.
Goes down to a cul-de-sac.
Yep.
It is in pretty
Where's-
rough shape.
where's
It
this
is.
one?
It's in
two?
Ward 1, maybe?
Is it one?
Yeah, it is Ward 1.
Ward-
Yes.
Here it is, down at
It's
top.
the, it's the last
bottom,
one
the
on the first
cul-de-sac.
page.
Yeah.
It has been on our list for several years, I do know, and it's been kind of been pushed back, but it is in pretty
How
bad
much is that?
shape. I figure it to be about, I mean, of course, this isn't my estimate, going off of kind of what they
Yeah.
did, and I'm figuring it'll come in around 20,000.
About
Okay.
20.
That should keep us underneath that.
So it leaves us 18, but then 15% less, maybe even 10,000.
Well,
would be a
what
cushion.
Randall suggests that we do is go ahead and accept the low bid, knocking off Commerce. Just accept it at that. And then when they get started, after they get started, ask them if they can do that street for us. That will be just like, I mean, it falls under 25,000 and we don't have to
You don't have to rebid
formally
it.
We
bid
would
it.
not
Yeah.
have to go out for
What
rebid.
if we add University of Lincoln for 10,000?
It's on the list, it's in there.
It's in here already.
Oh, it's gonna be in-
already,
oh.
it's already
Okay.
been.
Is there anything we do for 10 grand?
What
Well,
we were thinking, and I'll let Tenny tell you about that.
with the remaining funds,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe approving the remaining funds to purchase rock off of state contract for some of our unpaved roads.
They're needing it some like out of
Oh,
Seward's really
yeah.
bad.
That'd be good. Because
And-
that'd go a little further, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just make it,
How much rock can we get for that? Probably still not
Probably.
much, but we could get some.
what does it
State
run
contract. I wanna say it's like $22, $23 a ton.
What about
off
to the
state
lake? Because,
contract.
you know, a lot of
That's
people are
not
upset.
bad.
Like Jeff was talking about the lake.
Well, we were thinking
Yes, like out
about
around the
Seward.
lake.
That'd be
out
around the lake
around-
too.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about how a lot of people are complaining down there at the lake.
Yeah, and that would
being
give us-
summer,
Yeah, I'm
And-
just thinking, I mean, we would be able to yet add a road for some paving.
right?
Keeping it underneath the,
Sure.
the 25,000 to keep us from having to go back out for bid. And then just approve the remaining funds in our street CIP to purchase
Some rock.
some rock for
Maybe a couple different places.
a couple different
potentially.
places out around
I think that's a really
Yeah.
good
Or unpaved.
conservative offer. I
some
think
of our
that's great.
unpaved roads.
Yeah.
That way we have used that money for streets and
but-
roads.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've had several calls
Go for it.
on the roads out around the Forest Hills Edition recently, which that was the group that attended up here a couple meetings.
Right.
Is that the
yeah.
one that's off
Yeah.
of
They were
Broadway?
Off of Broadway,
pretty
Forest
angry.
Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought Teddy did an awesome job
Yeah.
and just kept his composure because
Yeah.
they were so.
'Cause I wasn't here
They were
that
so
Yeah,
pissy.
they were
Remember, they were a little
good. Yeah,
pissy about it. I was like,
Yeah.
man,
Hey,
Teddy's
Jeff, we-
just
Sorry,
not
I'm
saying a
late.
word. I'm impressed. So.
We're starting to
You're a busy
receive
man.
calls on some of those roads
Okay.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of things
Seward
going on in my
Road,
family.
Always. could
Not
use
good?
rock.
No, not good.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
Okay,
Sounds good. Okay. Well, see you, Jeff. We're done.
you just have to vote on
We're
it.
essentially
Tell
done.
them what
but
we done.
Let's
Okay.
tell you. Tenny, if you can sum it up since you have
Okay.
specifics.
Jeff, what has happened is we went out for bid.
Right.
They've came in, our overall bid came in over
Right,
our amount that was in our street CIP, which
Okay.
was 212,152.
okay.
Went way over.
Like,
Yeah,
I
it
can
was,
believe that.
our bid came in at 284,
Yeah.
100, and that was our lowest bid.
Okay,
We've bounced around, looked at all our numbers and stuff. We've decided to recommend maybe dropping Commerce Road, which
Okay.
is the one out around
right.
Where we
you
our
guys-
place right out
I
there.
understand that,
It's worth
Drop that
3.
one.
right.
That would drop us down to 174,100. And then adding Walker from Hill Drive down to the cul-de-sac.
Okay,
It's a little stretch.
probably
And-
about 100 yards maybe?
It would be, yeah, if it's 400 feet.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I was
But it's,
thinking it
it's,
was.
it's
So-
been needed for a while.
Yeah, as long as you and I have been around.
Yeah.
I broke down what the actual contract figures was, and it come to about $18.50 a square yard is what the contractor had bid us for. And putting our numbers with that price would be about 20,555, which would keep us underneath the 25,000 for, that we have to stay under
Okay.
without going out for bid again.
Okay, yeah, okay, sounds good.
And then which would leave us, what, about $18,000 roughly?
Something, we're hoping it'll be that much.
And then taking the remaining funds and approving them to purchase gravel
Off the
for some of our unpaved roads, like out around Seward
Liberty
Road,
Lake, yeah.
Liberty
Nasty
Lake.
mess.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Forest Hills Addition
Right.
is some of the roads
Right.
that I've recently been getting calls on, is out around that addition.
You're,
of
no, you're
Forest
telling me how
Hills.
much for a yard, but how many miles do you think that would, for rock, if we spread it out wrong, or ways, could that hit a mile of extra road that we could, in
I
different
forget-
pieces, or?
If you really want to do a road really good, it's gonna take 60 loads.
Yeah, it would take, and some of them roads, and I'll just say Seward Road's gonna take,
A lot.
we're gonna have to put a lot of larger rock, some
On the
probably
bottom.
3-inch crusher or something,
Just to
in some of
push
those
it down.
places to just get us a base or something,
Yeah,
or we'll
'cause
just
there's-
lose our
I mean,
smaller
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Because it
would
just
we be
disappeared.
able to do it with 18 grand? I don't know.
Not the whole thing, no.
No.
Okay.
Maybe the
I mean,
worst
that
part.
project, just to
Well,
gravel.
I would say let's do
that's
some
well
Liberty,
under
make sure we hit the Liberty
$100,000.
Lake a little bit, just because I've heard some complaints. It's gonna be summer soon, so people are
Yeah.
gonna use it. That would be a great place to start and see what we do there.
I will tell you this, I have been ramping up on Jason Murphy to get something moving on this, some grant money to put together to pave all that. And I told him, I said, this is something we've got, I said, Jason, I said, I know you don't like to do certain things. I said, this is one project, not for me, not for her, not for him. It's
for the city.
It's for the city, it's for the people that want to go out there. I said, I hear people all the
I hope
time.
you
that-
have better luck than I did.
Well, I'm gonna continue to ramp up on him, and he's my
I have
neighbor.
written letters to Mitch Surratt when he was
I know.
in there, and I mean, even Mr., the man that was over the secretary of the ODOT,
Oh, right.
Ridley?
Ridley,
yeah.
Ridley. He came down and sat with us, and he was all for it, and he was pushing me to get, I did everything I could do, and then we got turned down.
Well, okay, if you're able to get that done, and do you have a feel for it?
It'll take a while.
It'll take,
It's not like.
it's not gonna be something that's gonna happen overnight, but it's gonna be similar to what happened on the road that came down Coltrane when they blacktopped all
Yeah.
that. That's the kind of road I wanna put
Well, I
in.
just
It's
hate to
gotta be
see,
done by ODOT
I hate
do
to
it.
see us use
Well, that
gravel
was-
on that.
that
if
was
we don't
stimulus money.
eventually
Right.
get
Well,
the,
Gravel
But
doesn't
he said
take,
there's some stuff
last
available.
forever,
I know.
and this is gonna take a while,
Yeah,
so.
this is not something that's gonna happen overnight, but I'm just gonna continue
No,
to
but
twist
we're
his
gonna
arm.
need help on base too, because
Right, 'cause it all needs to be done
they told me that they would not do any base work.
unless you all did the preliminary work.
We
Yes.
will have to do all of that prior to any project like that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And in several of these locations, we can utilize this rock
For base.
for
For base.
base
Oh, okay.
in some of these spots. I
Okay.
mean, there's portions of like Seward Road that it will take clay, it'll take shale to be brought in
Yeah.
there and raise the elevation of the
Yeah.
road up to
Have
where
you
we've
been out
lost
there?
so much.
And I know you guys, have you all been out there lately and looked at that?
I haven't, I
haven't
need
been
to
specifically
go.
on
I can
Seward.
tell you
I think I've
who's-
been on Simmons and that
Okay.
stuff.
I can tell you who started the, all
we
that
shot the-
washing away.
What,
I did.
how?
Because when Leo Chappell used to be the commissioner out there, we went out and volunteered to try some new test projects on that road. And I took my tractor and my disc and my chisel and my plow and went in there, and we spent 3 days ripping that road to pieces, trying to we could roll some rock underneath it. We did all that, and then it started to wash. And then when the next commissioner came along, who happened to be Vance Kellogg, Melody Kellogg's father-in-law, he did nothing to keep it fixed or maintained. Then the city said, well, we're going to take care of it. That was after Rob ruled that they couldn't do that as DA. He said, you can't do that. Why? It's city property. They got to take care of it. Well, Rob should have stayed out of that because it was fine the way it was. Well, it just continued to wash to the point now it's probably 3 to 4 feet below where it needs to be at.
Gosh, that'll take
And what really
forever
needs to be,
fix it.
what, the best way to fix all that, be to go to the landowners, tell them, take your fences out, we'll pull all the dirt off that, bring that in, raise the road up, pack it down, then put about, I don't know, 6, 8 inches of shale on it, then put the rock on it and make ODOT come in and do it. Right now, you're dealing with a whole bunch of angry teachers all over this state. They have literally gone and made the Senate vote to take a
Yes.
bunch of money away from ODOT. And that's
We
what they're
may
doing.
never get our bridge out here.
That's right. This bridge right over here may never get done now because
My
teachers.
heart just sunk last night when I was
They
listening
were,
to that.
I didn't see that. They were forced to
What
do that.
happened?
No, the teachers went in and they didn't force them. They just said, okay, we'll do it. And James Halligan,
Really?
a Republican, who's really not a Republican, he's a teacher. He's a former president of Oklahoma State. He
Oh,
went
I
over there.
know him.
You know him. He's the one that put
He's
the
our
deal.
former state senator.
He still is our
Former.
state senator. He's
No,
our, he's,
AJ is.
From
no,
here,
right over
AJ.
here, part of it. He's got part of
He's
this
got
county.
part
Oh,
of
does he
this.
have a little part of the county? Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 7 different senators that's in this county.
Oh
Really?
my
Yes.
gosh.
There's 3 or 4 down here. See, Rob Johnson takes some. You've got 2 here. You've got Halligan. You've got AJ, and you've got I think 1 or 2 coming in from the southeast. Just take a look, like 3 or 4
Little
miles
pieces
out,
of
just
it,
little
yeah.
pieces of it. So they can have. They won't look like they're too big. But the whole deal
Was
is.
it had to do with the budget and try to keep the budget?
Yeah. Well, no, they wanted to
To
pay.
make
But
it
it
better.
hasn't passed the Senate yet, has it?
Well, it passed 20-8 out of the Senate Budget Committee, the A and B Budget Committee out of that. Well, that's half of your senators. There's only 45 senators. So when 20 of them
Well,
voted,
it
voted
hasn't
for it.
passed the House then.
It hadn't
Which
gone to
one?
the House. It had, the
I
Senate.
don't understand what the piece of
Senate passed
legislation
it.
was though.
It's to give the teachers
To
more
give
money.
the teachers more money and.
Like a raise?
Yeah,
or
a pay
was
raise.
it- Oh,
But
okay.
you know where the money's going to go? It ain't go to the teachers. The idiot teachers ain't figured it out. It's going to go to administrative costs. That's where it's going to
Sure,
go.
it's where it's
The
gonna go.
administration is, if the teachers want a pay raise, then they need to go right up here to the school superintendent and punch him in the
But
nose and say,
they've
"Give me
really
your people."
pulled the rug out from under ODOT.
Exactly. And
And
ODOT,
that's just a shame because
Yeah.
ODOT has been planning these, everything
Yeah.
is long-term.
now it's
You
going to bump
have-
everything even further.
Oh,
But
man,
let's try one even better than
something.
that. All the money was in the revolving rail account was taken out here about 6 weeks ago. They put some money back in it. Now they're going to take it all back out again because they got no more money. They're going to go to all these places where they know they've got money stashed and they're going to pull
And
it.
But
yet
then we're
the
still gonna do
governor's
a
want
tax
to
break,
finish
right?
that. She's
Stupid
wanting to-
Indian culture.
yeah,
Don't get me
let-
started on that.
don't
But we're
me
still gonna
either.
do a tax break for the wealthy?
Okay,
Well,
let's,
actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to get money out of
Let's
it.
rein
I'm not
this
wealthy.
back in.
I'm going to get $6,000 out of that deal.
Really? How are
Okay.
you gonna do that?
It's
It's
only,
a farm, and I have a lot of farm money.
Oh.
I'm gonna get like $100, so
I
you
probably
know.
won't get
But
any.
anyway,
Yeah,
I
I'm glad
make the
about
motion
that.
that we, what Tenny says, let's do it.
We don't need a tax break.
Okay.
But yes, okay. So all those, wait, do we need
He
to have a
may-
formal motion?
Yeah, he just did.
Is that formal? Okay.
Yep.
I second that motion.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, say nay. All right, by consensus,
There's no
passes.
No nays around
New
here.
business. Is there new
okay.
business?
We've got to change the way that's worded. It's not, we have to put, you can't put new business on because of the Open Meeting Act.
Okay.
So from now on, we're going to be saying items for the next agenda.
Is that something we have to pass, or
No, that's the
you
way
just
the
let
law
us know?
reads.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Items for the
Okay.
next
Items for the
agenda.
next agenda. And the next agenda, we have had a request for a street light at Broad and Mansour. We-
Broad, okay, Broad and
Broad,
Mansour.
it's right back over there.
Oh, I know where that
I was
is,
gonna ask you,
yeah.
how do we do that? Does OG&E come in and do that?
Yes, but we also have to get, we have to, it has to go through the city manager, which it has, and
Right.
she's the one that asked me to show this. We need to get the cost of the light, we need to get the monthly cost of the service to determine whether or not it's
Feasible.
feasible and whether or not it's for the city to put that light in. We need to know where that light's gonna shine, because if it shines on,
So more or less, I'll need to go out and I need to do like a site inspection to see surrounding lights and whether it's truly a dark intersection or
So
something
is a
like that.
private
and
individual requesting this, and it's gonna be on their property?
it'll be-
I'm not sure exactly where it's
Okay,
gonna be.
On the right
That's
of way.
Where
maybe.
about is it gonna be? You said Broad and
Broad
Mansour?
and Mansour, so I'm not really sure yet. So our
Mansour,
next
Broad.
meeting, it's not something that can just happen right
Trade
now.
errors, that's who asked for it.
Could be. How much is something like that?
Well,
A guesstimate.
we're looking at,
In the 10,000?
well, it's gonna
100,000?
probably run, no, it won't run that
Poles
much.
probably not a couple $100, are they?
Probably not. OG&E put the one out there on Cove Drive for free for me.
Right.
But the ongoing service is a monthly thing that we have to pay.
Which is what?
Which is somewhere between $12 and $15 a month.
Oh, well,
And
that's
I'm-
not bad.
For every poll.
But that's for
Every
every
poll.
That's a lot of
poll,
polls.
every light pole we
Lot
have.
of
And we
polls.
have something like a, what,
Just about to
30
every intersection, really. You could
$36,000 a more budget? Maybe
Whoa.
it's more than that.
And the
No.
reason why.
Per month.
No.
I've had several people
No,
ask me about lights going
That's
down
a
Lake
month?
Road too.
That's
Oh, really?
probably a
Yeah,
month
it's getting
because
bad out in there.
seems
So
like we
many
pay
people
somewhere
really-
around $100,000 to $108,000 a year for street lighting.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's every bit of that, because, and I know that because, and I appreciate you all getting that light fixed up over there on Coltrane where the new road dead ends.
Yes.
That,
That was a safety issue.
Yeah, and that's why I said, and I'm glad that, I know there's several more, would like to have a couple more right around that area too for safety, because they're afraid they're gonna fall in the lakes, what they're afraid of. And
Well-
it's that one right there by Dean May's corner, you know where Dean's house is, right there on the corner there, goes up West Lake, is it
Well,
Lake
do we
Road?
have guardrail with a
No,
sign
we
there?
we do have plans to take the guardrail that we removed off of the highway
Yeah,
out here.
gonna put
We
some out
discussed that
At the
one
last
time
meeting,
before
yeah.
Yeah.
about
Oh, yeah, and
moving
raising
Yeah,
that
he's going to do
guardrail out
that, we
there.
just
Yeah.
haven't, but
And-
he
right.
is just now, in about 3 years, 4 years, got a full crew.
Oh, my gosh.
Great.
We're
Yay.
so
We
thrilled.
can keep them.
If we can keep
Keep 'em, yeah.
if we keep 'em.
We need,
Okay.
let's go and ask the Senate for some more money.
So-
There you go.
When we put this on there, we'll have all the information
Okay.
that you need. This just came in today, and so we didn't get it on this agenda.
So is it,
Your all's blacktop looks good out there. That strip he put out there, I guess that asphalt laid down. Now, I don't know how well, is it holding up okay?
You mean out
Yeah,
on,
out by Commerce out there.
out on Academy?
Yeah,
We
Academy.
didn't put that down.
I know asphalt put it down, Logan County asphalt.
Yeah, it's-
Does it look like it's gonna hold up or not? What do you think?
It seems to be, I think, my opinion is I think it'll tell more whenever the heat really gets on it.
See, that's what I
Whenever
want to see
it,
too.
I've noticed times whenever it warms up that it still tracks pretty good right at the intersection where the turning traffic is.
Now, of course, you know, you imagine all his trucks turning there all the time too.
Well, and I think he wanted to put it there to test it a little bit.
Yeah. Now, is that cold when he lays that down?
Yes, that is cold patch.
That's cold patch,
How does he do
Furline.
that?
That's cold patch. It stays cold all the time. It's the polymers in the material.
Oh, really?
That
I've
just-
never figured out, because it looks like regular blacktop, but I thought it doesn't feel like I thought it's different than regular blacktop.
It's the polymers that's in the material that.
89er edition, you get a chance, go through it and plug up some of the holes again.
Oh, they're working on that
Okay, I knew
now.
y'all, by the way, thanks for fixing it out there on the turn there. By the way, oh, and I did call OG&E and ask them to turn all those lights back on. Well, we didn't know the lights were out. Really?
It's
mean-
gonna take you all hounding
I know.
OG&E because, you know, they've taken,
Oh, they've
that's why
nobody here.
Tracy doesn't work here anymore.
I know
He's down at
I know.
in the DC.
I've sat there and I called that guy twice. He said, well, now we have, I said, yeah, you have, go look. And I told him the guy's name, I forget who it was. He goes, oh
They-
yeah, here it is, right here. I said, is there a possibility we get some of these lights fixed? I said, we've got some on Guthrie Lake Dam. I said, we've got the light
Stay
there.
on 'em.
I said,
Go to
I said, out by-
Corporation
Well, I
Commissioner.
said, out by John Vance Motors, said there's a stoplight there. And the only light that lights up that whole area is when the church light stays on, and that lights up everything around it. I said, otherwise, all four of those lights are burned out. Well, now, nobody's called us and reported. I said, well, I am. And I'm not telling them I'm with the city, because because I said, if, you know, that won't get anything
But
done at all.
you have to realize, we have a franchise with
I know
OG&E, and
that.
they should be taking care of this city.
They should see that. Their own crew, you know, they have to drive in and see that stuff. There's one guy that lives out there by me, and I'm thinking, do
They're
you not
afraid they'll
see
have to
that?
change
They
it if
can't
they
do
see it.
that. They can't
So
do
they-
it.
so they can't even call their own
No,
company and tell them? Really?
They, it has
Man,
to come.
OG&E's got problems.
Oh, they've got big problems. Yeah.
Has to come from
You
where?
see,
Oklahoma
it
City,
has
I
to
guess.
come from,
Corporate.
yeah, you have to go through their channels now. You can't
Crazy
just
that.
call them. You have to call, and
That's wrong.
it is. It's just wrong.
Because you all have enough to do. You don't need to be going out there doing all that for them. That's crazy.
Well, we're not doing it.
Yeah, the lights that you're talking about though, are you talking about the 4 that's on top of the signal
Yeah, on
lights?
top of the signal lights.
Those are ours.
Oh, are they?
Are they out?
Yeah, they're all out.
Okay,
Oh, I
that
thought
would be
I thought
ours
that
there.
was OG&E.
I thought you were talking about out on
No,
across
no,
the
no,
bay.
The ones on top of the signals are ours.
Okay, well, those are all out.
Okay.
I thought that was OG&E's.
And that could be a simple breaker blown.
That's all right. At
All
least
4 of
you
them.
called and complained about something. That's
Oh,
good. That's good.
Yeah, well, but I did complain to them about the lights. I said, there's at least 2 lights, maybe 3 that's out on the dam.
That's OG.
And
Yeah, that's
I told him that, and he
yeah.
just, now you talk about Guthrie Lake or Liberty Lake, I said, there's no lights on Liberty. Yes, I'm talking about Guthrie Lake. I said, an employee of yours, Randy Foster, had those put up a long time ago when he was vice mayor, because he did run on them pretty, but then he worked for OG&E. That's why he
Yeah.
got it taken care of.
Well, and when they had Tracy and Joe Poole and
Oh, yeah, all those
and
guys.
Greg, somebody, I don't know his name, when all of them worked here,
Yeah.
I could call Tracy, and that's my son.
Yeah.
He'd make a note and go do it. Well, they made all these changes with OG&E now, and they pulled him off, and they were going to put him down city, and he didn't want to be down there.
remember
So
Dale
he's
Coker,
working
same
in
way.
he's in the dispatch now.
Is he?
He loves it.
I don't blame him.
That's good.
Well, and you
He's not
remember,
out in the storms.
Yeah,
Dale-
that's
you
for
remember
sure.
Dale Coker used to.
Yeah.
He used to, I just called Gail at night and said, hey man, got a bulb burned out over here. He says, okay. He'd just drive over there, get his step ladder out, and go climb up there and put the
Oh,
bulb
I
in, take it
know.
right out. Never said a word to him.
And
And charged OG&E for
but
it.
you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
They won't allow it. They won't allow you
That's
to.
what's wrong with OG&E. That's why
Oh, I
they've
know.
gotten so
They've
big, they've
taken
forgotten
that-
all about what their, you know, what used to be their company name, their
Yeah,
motto.
they've closed their
Going
office
up here.
thing here.
Mhm.
Yeah, the yard. They have to work out of the Oklahoma City yard
So
now.
is this
the
yard
bummer.
completely closed off then?
I think so.
What a waste of money
It
that was. They
is.
spent all that, I think that guy told me when they built that yard, it's like $200,000.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent
And the
a
other
bunch
night,
of
the other
fixing
day,
it
when
up.
all the electricity went off, you know
Right,
what?
yeah, yeah,
Leona is the one that called that in. She saw
Yeah.
it arc.
yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
called her back and I said, Leona, what do we need to do? She said, I took care of it. I said, okay, thank you.
Yeah, she did it. She said she
That's
saw
what
it
I love
arc.
about it. That's what I like about her. You can just call her anytime because she knows what change a yank real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Tracy worked it, but he worked it from the
From the
other
city?
end. Uh-huh.
Was that all? Was it just something?
Oh, no, it was
off?
the transmission lines,
Oh,
which
really?
it was not OG&E. It was the
Did it
Federal
hit?
Transmission
Oh,
lines
really?
that came in that arced. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I can't blame that one on
Golly.
OG&E.
Well, they
It
didn't
was a
take
big
very long.
deal.
They had it back on pretty quick though.
Yeah, they had
About, what, an hour and a
over
half, I think, or 2 hours?
8,000 people were out.
Yeah.
Now get this, my mother's power was on, where Kenneth lives at was on.
Ours one was on.
On this side was on, downtown was out, but where it goes out and around and comes
Mine
back
was
into
out.
our addition, it was out.
Yeah.
I said, and the people across the street from us, theirs was on.
Crescent
Yeah,
and
Crescent.
Cashin.
Yeah.
And,
Let's see, Langston,
a lot of them were
Mulhall, Orlando.
but the
Everybody was
west side right here
Right,
was
yeah, it
on.
was all on. I didn't
Except
figure
that
that
at our place.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out.
Weird.
So it must come
Oh.
in and out different ways.
I've got a question for a potential agenda item, but I'm not sure if it's this jurisdiction or not. I talked to Serena about Highland Park and the trail there, which is asphalt. I mean, it's so. I don't know if that's something we could. Would the streets committee deal with that issue, or is that
No,
parks?
Parks, we have to deal with it because it's a grant
Okay.
through the
I would just like to see.
Department of.
Seems like it's cracking a lot.
Commerce.
I would like to see if we could seal coat. And maybe
We don't
just
have
kinda
a seal
fix-
coat machine.
Oh, is there anything we can do to try to
We would like to
preserve
buy
that
one.
trail?
Buy one.
We'd like to
How
buy
much is
one.
this?
How much are those?
At
About
18.
18,000.
There we go. Spend the 18,000. No.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
we
go.
would if we were told we
She
could.
said something about hotel tax, if there's gonna be enough money in that. Is that what you would buy that
No,
with,
that's,
or-
no, that's,
Maybe that's what we need to do.
No.
Take that money and buy us all.
we'll have to go take a look. I'll have Tenny take a look at it
Okay.
and see exactly where,
I wouldn't have a problem
what we
doing that.
need.
Would we be able to use seal coat or a machine, what kind of machine is it?
It's a
For 18 grand?
800-gallon Silcoat machine. Craftco, I believe, is the one I spec'd out, if I remember right. I just recently did this for our CIP,
Yeah, I'm getting ready to put that
asking
in.
for one.
Okay. Would this help other places in town?
Yes.
You could
Okay.
prolong the life of roads probably 10 years.
Well, is there any way to help us? Should we talk to Serena, say we want that? Sounds like we need that. Yeah.
I have no
It is
problem with that.
definitely an
Yeah.
item that the city
It would
Is
be-
there a
might
way
be
we
the
can
time
get
to
that
do
on the
it.
agenda so Serena sees that is important, so we get that in there? So it's
Well,
beyond just you
I
asking.
I have a.
We're
meeting.
asking.
Yeah, you're asking.
I'm asking. We want to see that happen.
It is definitely
Okay.
something that would
Is this-
prolong.
Do we need to say anything here about how we want the one of those on the agenda next time?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, put down the
I'll
agenda,
put down
please.
that on
do
the
that, 'cause
You
agenda.
would like to do, because if that helps overall, and it's only 18 grand, but that would help our streets overall, we need to do
We could
that.
probably
Anything that
save
helps
more
him
than
out, that's
18
the whole thing.
grand
Anything that
in-
makes Tenny's job easier.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing
Does it
I'm
make your
behind.
job
Seal
easier?
coating. Well, in the long run, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, because if you can get out and you can seal coat a road, even if it's one block,
Yeah,
we're gonna be out the actual coat to
Right.
put on it, to spray on it. But you're getting another 10 years life out of that road.
Yeah.
To
That's
where
how-
we're
That
not out
sounds
there
like it's
patching,
worth-
we're not out there
Worth more than 18,000 they took
repaving
them
a
in.
road in a year or 2
need
years.
that.
As long as crude oil stays up, so is blacktop. So
Oh,
is whatever
yeah.
you use, it's just going to
Yeah.
skyrocket.
It
And
is.
it was
Okay.
back up $1 or $2 a gallon today.
so we'll just have that on the agenda next time and say
Okay.
so get, maybe do a little more research, give us some info on
Okay.
what it is, and what, is there another item like that that you guys need that wouldn't cost a whole lot, but would be good, is as much
That is-
impact as something like that,
That is probably the
number one?
cheapest
Okay.
item. I've got
Least
four.
expensive
Right.
item.
Yeah.
I've got 4 items that I've spec'd out for our CIP items. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
I worked on it right before we came up here.
Okay.
The seal coat machine is one that we do not have. The other item would be a crack sealing machine, which is an actual hot melt crack sealer, and it's for more of like your concrete streets, like the entire Spring Creek up around that, Cimarron, none of that concrete,
All that
Is
concrete
sealed.
is out of,
Out
oh
of
my
whack, yeah.
gosh.
all the joints is not sealed, and that's where you would take that machine and you put
Because once the water
Blocks
gets down in there.
of
it-
tar in there and
Yeah.
it melts it down, and it's
Starts moving all that concrete.
you run it in the joints.
How pervasive in town would that be? I mean, how?
We used
is
to
it all
own
over?
one, and it got surplused and sold.
But we used it quite extensively?
Yes,
How much is one of those?
about 25,000.
Okay, put that on there too.
It doesn't hurt,
We
it
might as
doesn't
well-
hurt to
We have
ask.
some money,
got it.
we have some tax revenue over time, and I think this is a long-term investment. and-
Because,
that called?
because you know what the number one thing in this,
Crack.
Crack
everybody
sealer.
sees in town when they first drive into town?
The
They
roads.
look at the roads. They don't give a
Division.
flip about- They don't look at the amount.
Of
Now,
course, that's the state highway.
that's a statement, and I'm gonna start riding their rear on that too.
It-
That-
it looks
When they
horrible.
laid that sealant down,
Yeah.
I told them, I said, you clowns, when you did this the last time, it lasted 2 years and it was already rutted out. Well, it didn't even last 2 years this
Okay.
time.
What's the third one?
So,
You're,
You said
get-
4.
hey,
Let's get you some equipment.
he's hot.
The third item is a box blade tractor, and it's 120 some thousand. I mean, we're getting up into big
But
items.
Yeah.
that's one of those
Yeah.
things you could lease, purchase, and pay out
Oh.
over a spirit.
Yeah.
a
Well, and then
period
it
of
wouldn't
time.
be, we'd just have,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be on.
We don't
that-
have a box
yeah.
blade.
What would we use
We-
that for?
do your,
Alleys,
yeah.
alleys,
Any-
getting
any
in there
pickup
where
stuff
you
with-
don't, I mean,
and-
whenever you got a 20-foot alley,
Yeah.
and you're trying to do all your work with a 14-foot grader,
Grader.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't do it.
it's just almost
You know.
impossible.
Yeah,
I
know.
mean, when you turn that
Work
blade
with
in
them.
there at an angle,
I know.
everything you're moving all the way over into these people's yard. It's almost
Right.
impossible. And that's the only machine we have with any down pressure
Well,
to go in there and do any cut.
Let's get at least purchase of that then.
You know, that's the cheapest way for us to do a lot of those things is to lease purchase. That's the way we've gotten some
Yeah.
other
It
things.
really works
Got
out
those-
well.
that new dump truck out of the way, I think we need to do that kind of stuff. We need to upgrade some of our equipment. 'Cause
Hey,
you know,
that new piece of equipment that we inherited that was free, is it strong enough to put a front loader on it?
What?
That thing sitting over at the armory.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey!
I ran into somebody the other day, they said, we'd like to buy a couple of them. I said, well, they're still available. Go down there and talk to them. Oh, really? I said, yeah. Well,
What would they
how'd
do
you
with
know?
them?
Well, hey, we'll have our own Andy tank, personnel carrier.
Exactly.
We can keep the crews
Well, it's
safe.
good there, they can go over floods, when it floods,
Yeah,
they'll
that's
actually
one
go to
thing.
the other
That
side
thing
of
can go
town.
in, it will float. in
There's a
the
lot of
water.
little things we could use
It
it
floats?
for, it's.
Yeah, it's heavy.
What's the
It'll
fourth?
float. You get,
Lease
Humvees
purchase
float.
of a
Yeah.
tractor
Hummers
and
will
That's the
float.
third one, what's
As
the
long as you
fourth
don't pull the
one?
plug out, you guys
Replacement
can't
of
pull the
a
plug out.
1994
And you're gonna be whacked.
truck, just to pick up,
Just to pick up.
Just for
just our
carrying
everyday
stuff
use.
and
Yeah,
everything?
yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah,
4
our
items that I have
trucks.
on my CIP.
And we have the, what's our condition of the current one? Pretty old?
It's a 1994
Oh, wow.
with
It's
about
old.
Oh, a
20
lot of
years
our
old.
stuff's
It's
old.
It's old.
Raymond
500,000
Sullivan's
miles,
driving it
probably.
around here, and it's a two-tone now, probably white and gray. It's white and gray kind of because all the white paints came off of it.
Okay,
I'm
lease
sure you-
purchase, throw it on there.
So
I said, let's do it.
I'm
Let's
thinking
bring
it's
stuff
probably
in here and
got
look
about
at it.
350,000 miles.
I'm
Oh
gonna say,
my God.
I started saying
And
500,000.
the lease purchase on
probably.
that probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to, probably
right?
350.
Yes.
Well, I
It'd be
think
through
we-
state contract. I looked
Yeah.
it up. That was the one I added here today. It was through
That's
state
just-
contract, 26,000.
Okay.
That's the kind of stuff we need to make sure we upgrade. We need to keep our stuff up to date.
Yeah.
What we can do to help these guys?
So I
Because,
think-
My gosh, y'all need to be driving junk. It's gonna fall.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that helps you. Does that help you guys having on the
Absolutely.
agenda and us seeing you need it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, how about this? We got a lot to talk about next time. Why don't we set a date for a next
I'm
meeting?
good.
So we can get this moving and,
It can't be on the second Tuesday because that's airport board.
well, should we do it next
So-
month? So second Tuesday?
Well, you all can have it without me.
Well, it'd
It's
have
more
to
important
be.
than airport.
Can't do it on the 22nd because I have forestry board meeting,
Alright.
5:30.
I'm gonna be gone from 18.
Can-
I'll be here.
Can you not do it on Thursdays, Wednesdays?
Yeah,
Thursdays
Thursday,
are
Wednesday or
tough.
Thursday are
Wednesday,
fine.
Wednesday.
As
Thursday.
long as
I
we do it
have
this
an
time of
evening
night, I'll be
class.
here. I'll just
How
run
about
late
the-
tonight at about 3 things I'll try to get.
How about
finished.
either this, like the 7th of May,
The 7th or the 14th are
How
good
about
for
the-
me.
14th better? You want 7th
Oh,
or
wait,
14th?
I'm still in April. Wait a minute, let me get to May.
I do 17th or 14th. I can't do anything later. I'll be out of town.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Go on vacation.
14th would
Ecuador.
work for me.
It'll work for me.
How about the 14th?
14th?
Let's say
At
it's
6?
14th.
I
Yeah.
can, I can do that.
How about you, Tenny?
Six.
As of right now, yeah. I'm
Okay.
just thinking, I don't know, I don't have all of like the graduations and stuff like that.
It wouldn't be on Wednesday
That will be
night.
coming
Right,
around
that's
those
right, that is
times,
coming
all
around.
of
But it
the
won't be on
end-of-school.
They want
Wednesday
6
night.
is too early.
Well, yeah, I just hope it's not.
I
It's not
wouldn't think
graduation.
anything
I don't
would be
think
around
so.
those.
I think it's the 16th when they
You're
graduate.
talking about high school and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
They're
end
later
of
than
schools,
college,
I
and
don't know,
college is
you know.
not.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Haley.
toward the end of the month.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah.
just reminded me. I forgot all about that. She is.
I mean, I
Should
don't know
shoot
any of the
you.
dates or anything, I just thinking
Okay, I'm
that's close to
At
the end
six.
of school.
At
Because our
6.
graduation's
Gotcha.
like on the 9th or something like that, and it's always
Let me
after
add this
that.
so I can get it in my
But I think
minutes.
Guthrie's
Yep.
is the 16th.
Well, the 16th would be Friday,
Yeah.
so that probably makes sense.
I think that's when they're.
And baccalaurte's probably the 11th, the
think so,
it's
that's
Sunday
Sunday
before.
Okay.
All right, well, I hope that helps you, Tenny and Maxine.
Yes, it will.
All righty.
O'clock, PM.
Adjourn.